It is great to have you back here at CoinSuri's channel. The community interprets this as a warning from Ripple's Chief Technology Officer, CTO, not to sell their XRP information. The headline for crypto is that David Schwartz, who is known for his work on Ripple's technology, XRP, and the XRP ledger, is unmistakably the individual they are addressing. But is it his intention that the XRP community would not sell their XRP? It gets to the meat of the issue, which is more important than any intrigue, so I'd still say it's good. People will argue with you if you keep telling them not to sell their XRP. I find it ridiculous. But the notion of a quick sale is the story's main point. I should start by stating that I am not from a financially privileged background. Please do not take my advice on your finances seriously. What I say shouldn't even be considered as a basis for a sale or buy, am I right? Making videos on YouTube about cryptocurrency is something I do for fun and as a hobby. All I am is an admirer. Before we get into the topic of selling too soon, let me say this: even when analyzing particular market cycles, no one can predict when the market will peak. As a matter of basic idea, it may not even be crypto if the underlying asset is not cryptocurrency. Having a parabolic shape on the chart is no guarantee that you will be able to predict how fast prices will rise after they peak. In other words, there is no guarantee that it will return. Will it never change from zero? A handful of cryptocurrencies hit all-time highs in 2017, even though their values rise and fall with the market. Despite having done it in the prior cycle, they choose not to do it this time. So, you see, selling too fast is usually a crazy and stupid idea. Many people will come to regret selling once they see how prices evolve in the future. Okay, I see now. Yeah, I see. But it's often unreasonable. Permit me to investigate this on your behalf. This is how it seems to be written. Following David Schwartz's recent disclosures, XRP community members have uncovered a secret message that cautions against selling XRP before its value is fully realized. Ethereum was a bad investment for Schwartz's portfolio a few years ago. Not long ago, he made a tweet about it. This needs no introduction, so let's go right in. Here's the actual stuff he shared on X social media site. You all know that I sold $40,000 worth of ETH and made $40,000. A home I no longer own was outfitted with solar panels, and I promptly spent over $100 million. I consulted the live coin watch historical price chart, thus this has to have happened first. This means it happened either after the first half or sometime around the start of the first half. Even if I was going through in 2015, you can tell exactly what I'm doing. From 2015 to 2016, the prices are moving in a linear fashion. You can see it was running a bit by 2016, but I doubt it ever fell below that pricing range again. Thus, 2015 must have been the year in question. There is a 7-cent window between September 17, 2015, and October 8, 2015. The cost of 59 cents per ETH is worth considering. But imagine if XRP were half the price of all other cryptocurrencies. Could you buy it? It also occurred. Things, however, advance swiftly from here on out. By the way, it's not far from here either. A whole year later, on January 17, 2016, it had already risen to $1.25. If you fast forward to June, you'll find that it rises to $1,314. It follows that 2015 was the year in question. But you already know that David Schwartz has been a part of the cryptocurrency industry since the start. I can hear you thinking, with the sale of 40,000 ETH, he made $1. 40,000, I bet you're thinking, that sounds great, right about now. I recall him mentioning this previously. Although I have heard him make passing references to this before, yesterday he actually announced the launch of this new business. In my memory, he mentioned that when he first heard about it, he thought it was a great bargain because the return on investment jumped from, say, $20,000 to $40,000, which is a huge increase. He was able to turn a profit as a result. I mean, that's totally okay. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself if you didn't know last week's winning lottery numbers. It's crucial to identify when something attracts your eye. Not in my opinion. People will sell XRP with the hope of one day looking back and thinking, wow, I had a ton of XRP when I was younger, maybe even tens of thousands of XRP, in comparison to their present $50 or whatever amount they end up with. I could have gotten millions more if I had lingered a bit longer. When someone expresses a desire to do something, I understand. However, that is pointless. Since XRP has no utility at the moment, I am selling it on the premise that its value will rise substantially if my prediction regarding its future value is correct. Regarding the issue of long-term viability. Yeah. Regardless of whether he's riding the current market cycle or not, I'm still hoping that the remaining individuals who stuck it out will be rewarded richly. Listen up, I'm telling you that. I am not going to be too harsh on myself just yet. I am absolutely not. Like their correction, things don't rise in a straight line, so I'll just have to wait for you to say no. Without a shadow of a doubt. Because otherwise, it will be the first time this has happened in the history of the chart, right? An indefinitely straight line cannot be drawn for a sense. A complete set of examples is included in it. Now we only need to find out how much it drops. But if a parabolic advance is being considered, we will be there in a flash. For what it's worth, XRP is presently selling for $515. In other words, I plan to cash out while prices are going up, collect a profit when they go down, and then start buying again when they go down some more. The bright side, though, is that it won't fall again, no matter how quickly you act. To put it simply, I disagree with you. Mystical as it may seem, it has never occurred in all of human history. Even if you're right, and I'm mentioning this following a parabolic surge, I'll be satisfied trading XRP due to their tremendous fortune. Plus, I won't get a dime more than that from it. I plan to invest money so that it may generate significantly more income, rather than fritter it away. Apart from that, I'll be setting it to preserve it. That being said, it will be far more careful than investing in cryptocurrency. When you have accumulated a big fortune, it is sensible to have a strategy for protecting it, and crypto is just one part of that plan. You are very careful. I mean, come on, it's obvious. Nevertheless, he stated that he had further comments about this subject. So, ironically, my dad did almost the same thing, according to David Schwartz. Following the departure of my older siblings, my parents made the decision that they no longer needed the large house in which we were living. However, the house needed extensive renovations before it could be put on the market. Tearing down the house and starting again cost my dad a ton of money. However, he lost a ton of money on the deal since the real estate market crashed and renovation costs soared in the months that followed. But you won't believe how he paid for the house and renovations, will you? His Apple stock was worth 5 times as much when he sold it. It seems to be a family affair. The photo of his father, which he later shared, is visible on your screen. No need to feel bad about yourself, this is a common occurrence. What's more, you simply have no idea what the future contains. I would venture to say that he isn't being overly critical of himself. Please don't be so hard on yourself, David Schwartz, it would be ridiculous. At the outset, when you really need to make your case, this is especially the case. 100,000 people responded to David Schwartz's post. Yes, that is accurate. A short time later, he estimated that he would have had over $100 million if he had persisted. In response to the topic of whether it would be possible to sleep after spending $100 million, David Schwartz provided an explanation that I find to be rather credible. He continued by saying that if they had bought Bitcoin at $350 and sold it at $60,000 6 years ago, they could have made a handsome 170x profit. Every veteran of the crypto space has heard this story. Consequently, this is more akin to an extinction-level event than something that occurred last week. Yes, as I mentioned before, that is accurate. The truth is, you will never go through anything like again. It's like waiting for this miracle internet money to arrive, it simply won't. So, would there ever be a point where it's entirely unrelated to that? Does this sum of money correspond to this degree of enthusiasm? That might, in theory. This is really unprecedented. I still have my reservations, but I'm certain it's not Bitcoin. Additionally, we are now experiencing this. That is why, throughout those early years, you should dive in headfirst. Everyone was in the same boat, that much was true. On top of that, a lot more room for interpretation existed back then. That is only a statement of truth. Pretend like it's 2023 and everything is peachy. It becomes less scary when big names like BlackRock join the crypto arena. Yeah, obviously, this spot will last forever. Some people are sure they were right, even though it wasn't so clear in the first, 4 or 5 years, much less 345 years. But before then, there was a lot of mystery. It is a beautiful thing to be weightless. Its potential price appreciation is unpredictable, so investors were understandably cashing in. There has never been anything like this before. This is really unprecedented. Because of this, it's accurate to claim that I am appreciative. Head coach for games on Monday mornings, it says there is zero hidden, Captain Hindsight from South Park would approve. Can anyone here recall that particular episode? Looking back, Captain, you were completely useless to us. So, it's best that you just check the weight. Make sure the objectives you set for yourself are truly enticing. The following stage is to own up to your mistakes and fix them. A plan is a plan, and you must adhere to it. If you're peddling a product that you're genuinely enthusiastic about at the moment, keep your head down, you just made a killing. Not only that, but there are more opportunities. In fact, the number of opportunities is infinite. Moreover, sustained David Schwartz. Unfortunately, I am clueless as to how much he sold of our has. The fact remains, though, that he has long since acknowledged owning 16 million XRP. His actions in that regard are widely recognized. By the way, he did not inherit that. He was left to his own devices to go and retrieve it. Also, I don't have any idea what the pricing is. Even at a half-penny value in those days, it would be worth around $80,000 today. How much money he would have spent is anybody's guess. Maybe there was a discount or it came immediately, I can't say for sure. I have no idea who he bought it for. He said he was from Ripple, but I don't know if that's real or not. On the other hand, what if he bought it from a random vendor? The answer is unclear to me. He probably would have spent a big penny on that, but I don't know. Not 1, but 16 million. At this time, I am utterly clueless as to the value of his possessions. We won't even dare to have an opinion on the subject. Consider, however, the complexity of the cryptography requirements. However, there are many such stories. For instance, think of the original Bitcoiners. Bitcoin may have started out worthless, but now all kinds of people hold thousands of Bitcoins. You would obviously have more money than God right now. Who is going to be responsible for it? No, he just held on to it. A long time ago, something occurred. After all, Bitcoin has been around for close to 15 years. That being the case, the assumption has been somewhat irrational. Maybe he is attempting to send a coded message, though, because I did notice some comments along these lines. But I think they were kidding. Please tell me they were being ironic. Are you saying that David Schwartz is against you selling XRP because of this? No. We can only hope that this leaves very few people who think holding in Windsor isn't a viable possibility. Because of this, I really like the idea of selling too soon, which is shown early on in the film. Since it's ultimately up to you, it's mostly stupid and irrational. The choice is yours, act accordingly. If its worth goes up substantially, it's not fair to punish oneself later. That, I believe, is all there is to it. As for me, I think that's how it is. That matter, I can listen to your thoughts. But he hasn't done anything wrong in my eyes. No matter what he received, I'm pleased for him. This matters greatly. In my opinion, it's not bad. Unchangeable fact. If he had a superpower, like seeing into the future, he would have held to it. If you knew the winning numbers for next week's lotto, you would absolutely buy the ticket right now, wouldn't you? In what direction does it even start to go? Little, because it sits in the midst of nowhere. My expertise does not lie with financial advisors. Do not purchase or sell anything, regardless of my advice. Show your support by subscribing to my channel and giving it a favor. Catch you later, farewell. It's something we can say with more ease.